All right, bear with me, Israel. Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana, where we teach so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians the truth about the Bible, that they are God's chosen people, the Israelites. Jesus Christ is a black man. He's coming back to the earth to wage war for his people's sake and to save him. Today is the Tuesday night brotherhood class. I'm going to discuss FBA, ADOS, Africans. Are we brothers? What does it matter? What do we like one another? What have our relationships been like in the past? What does God say about it all? We're gonna get all that tonight for everybody. If everybody online could just bear with me for a second while I set up the TikTok. Oh boy. Woo! All right, y'all. Look, man. Let me tell y'all something, but that thing right. All right. Okay, so lately on Twitter, mostly Twitter, we've been getting a lot of news about a lot of black people have been going back and forth about ADOS, which just means American Descendants of Slaves, something Tariq Nasheed coined. If you don't know him, don't worry about it. Which is FBA, foundationally Black Americans, Carribeans, and Africans. All these groups, they are going back and forth on the internet, on X, and mostly throwing harsh language back towards each other to try to solidify some point. Africans are trying to tell blacks in America, don't worry about reparations. You don't deserve reparations. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You're lazy. You're this. You're that. A very small amount of Africans are trying not to throw that harsh language around, trying not to claim what the majority of Africans are doing. But alas, that's just what the majority of Africans are doing. But something new has entered into the sphere as well. Carribeans are now saying black people need to pick themselves up by their bootstraps. They need to stop being lazy. They need to go get a job and this thing and that thing. And Caribbeans, like Haitians, Jamaicans, Dominican Republicans, they have taken up the rhetoric of our so-called oppressor and of these Africans. Now, my objective here is to show you who your brother is, how to love your brother, and who ain't your brother, and what to do with him as well. All right, that's what we're going to discuss tonight, biblically, of course. I'm going to get a few videos, a few TikToks. Everybody on TikTok, I'm going to try to show y'all with this TV right here. Hopefully y'all can hear it. It don't matter. If not, you could come on to our Facebook or our YouTube, and we'll get it like that. All right. Okay, so let's open up with this one. Let's open up with what is ADOS. All right. Whoa. There it is. I don't know why it's like that.
Nobody did that. Ain't nobody been around here judging her blackness. What we have judged is her lineage and her attachment to American descendants of slaves. She has a Jamaican parent and an Indian parent, and neither of those parents is an American DOS.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop that right there. This is the founder of the ADOS movement, the American Descendant of Slave movement, right? And she is talking about Kamala Harris. I know y'all love Kamala Harris, right? Y'all love her, right? She's talking about how Kamala Harris is not ADOS. She's not ADOS. So to her, she's not a representation of her or her people, which would be blacks, just black people here in America, right? And she's saying she's not ADOS because she's what she claims isn't even ADOS. Her father is white, Irish, and one of her ancestors is allegedly Jamaican, which is a form of black, but it's not ADOS black. Now, this is a bit of a term that's being thrown around. This is a delineation, right? Delineation just means, let me get that for everybody right here. Delineation just means, boy, I hate this. Yeah, I'm gonna go to, boy, don't y'all hate it when y'all Google something and it's Yahoo? Boy, I dislike that, boy. And I'm gonna stand on that. So to delineate just means to describe or portray something precisely. So this woman wants to make a precise distinction between her and, any other black person on the planet Earth, because she has a special objective that she wants to find, what she alleges, which is reparations, basically to get money from her oppressor. I'm going to tell y'all that is not all the way the best idea. It is not the best idea to separate from your fellow brother on the planet Earth because you have a motive. You think that's going to boost your motive to get money from the people who oppressed you. If the people who oppressed us wanted to give us some money, they would have gave us some goddamn money. Right. That's what they would have done. Just like they paid the Japanese or the slave masters or all these other people they paid reparations to, like they paid reparations to the state of Israel and Germany and all these other countries. They would get, or Ukraine and all them. If they wanted to give black people some money, they would do it. But they don't want to do it. And this woman thinks that it's a good idea to maybe if we just delineate, maybe if we don't stand next to these other black people, maybe if we get into a smaller crowd of black people, maybe then they'll reconsider about that reparations of paying us. And I'm here to tell black people tonight that it's not going to work. All right, let me get some more of this video.
Chattel slavery in this country, not everywhere slavery. We know there was slavery in other parts of the world. But if you in the Caribbean or one of those places, if you in Haiti, then your issue, as we've said here many a times, is with the French. And if you ever get reparations from the French, I will clap, I will be happy, I will throw you a party, I will buy you a drink, baby, but I will not try to take your money. I will not try to eat that fruit because I don't have no bones buried in Haiti. My bones is buried in here. I celebrate you. I will help you, but I understand that is yours. And I think you understand that too. So the real issue is, just like I'm not Jamaican, just like I'm not Haitian, just like I'm not Eritrean, you are not American DOS. You do not have parents and grandparents who grew up on sharecropper farms who can trace their stuff back to slavery. You do not have.
All right, we get it, right? We get it. I kind of explained it to a large sum. Black people, right here. Black people, you're not going to get any money from this oppressor by separating from your brother, right?
Right.
It's not how it's going to work. But I'll tell you, there is a separation that needs to happen so that we can fulfill the desires of our God in heaven. There is a separation, a delineation that needs to be made so that we can actually fix our communities by ourselves without the help of this oppressor, which is possible. We used to have a booming economy, one that our oppressor feared, our own police force, our own schools, our own school boards, you know what I mean? Our own fire stations, our own airports, all these many, many things. And we can get back to that as soon as we start from where we're at right now. We've been reduced to the lowest state on the planet. We gotta look next with our brothers, wherever they are on the planet, and build up from that state. That's what we're doing here in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We are building each other up, all of our brothers. But first, we must delineate, we must separate from some people who want to pretend to be like us, that are not like us. All right, I'm gonna get another video. Yet another video. Okay, we're gonna be videos all day today. I hope y'all like videos, right? I'm gonna give y'all a few examples of how some of our Caribbean brothers have switched up on us. I'm not saying, I would say this is enough to teach a class about. I've heard too many murmurings of Jamaicans accusing black people of being lazy, or accusing black people of being hood or gangster and this thing or that thing. I mean, I remember growing up and watching the movie Shotters. Anybody watch Shotters? You watch Shotters? Bunch of Jamaicans. They were criminals in Jamaica. They came here to Florida. They just ran a criminal enterprise. That was the whole movie. Now I don't believe that Shotters is true, and I'm not going to base my opinion on Jamaicans behind that. But why is it that, and neither should any Judite or African American at ADOS or FBA seek to do that, misview your Haitian or Jamaican brothers? What is this? Oh, I like that. But what I will do is I'll take note of the negative press that our people are getting, and I won't buy into the false narrative that our oppressor would like to paint for our brothers. But our Jamaican brothers I think some of them have taken the bait. I'm gonna get this video here for us right now. I feel like that could be better.
Black people in the world.
Yeah.
When you even type in diaspora, it seems to be Africans or Caribbeans, and they have this disdain almost, or this disrespect when it comes towards Black Americans.
Brorhers are from New York.
Americans, they don't know where they're from,
I think American black people are the most lost black people in the world.
Right. Like my mom would tell me not to marry that.
Yeah.
She says it all the time.
My parents are both from Grenada. They came here in the 80s and 90s. So, but he was saying about how they think that black people are lazy does resonate with me, because I've heard that a lot.
Don't go and talk to those black Americans though. You just go and get pregnant. You get into drugs. You start become the gangbang.
Now, a lot of Africans would like to lead you to believe that we don't all think like that. There's a few Africans that think that. But these people are going on here. These are mostly Africans. They're going on here and saying, my parents told me not to mess with blacks here in America. My parents, my whole country, they talk about not to mess with y'all. And there's a woman in Africa on a TV show right now talking about how only thing a black person in this country is good for is to get you pregnant and go shoot up people and kill people. I'm gonna play it. Why is it?
Yeah.
When you even type in diaspora, it seems to be Africans or Caribbeans, and they have this disdain almost, or this disrespect when it comes towards Black Americans.
Brorhers are from New York.
Americans, they don't know where they're from,
I think American black people are the most lost black people in the world.
Right. Like my mom would tell me not to marry that.
Yeah.
She says it all the time.
My parents are both from Grenada. They came here in the 80s and 90s. So, but he was saying about how they think that black people are lazy does resonate with me, because I've heard that a lot.
Don't go and talk to those black Americans though. You just go and get pregnant. You get into drugs. You start become the gang banging. Just go to the white community, find a nice place.
And this African woman is telling her people, you need to go into the white community, go into the nice white people. They'll teach you, and they'll get you a good man from them, not from these black people. Now, is that something you would say to your brother? Is that something you would say to somebody you think is like you, somebody who you think is indicative of what you suffer here on the planet Earth under the rulership that it's under right now? Is that something you would say to I know there's some black women or some black men who hate themselves who would say that, but by majority, we don't do that to each other. What do we tell each other? Go get you a nice black man. I was growing up, my sister told me I better not bring a white woman home. That's what I grew up in. Now, this African here is telling her other Africans to not even date an African. Avoid the black people you see in the States and go get you a white man.
They just go and be decent. Stay with the white people.
We don't want them, yeah?
They're your brothers and sisters.
They're not our brothers.
It's very...
He's right about that. this African just tried to say they're our brothers, they're our sisters, but Africans are not our brothers. They're not. All right. They are just. I'm gonna show you who you know, how you know who your brother is, who your sister is. You got a mic, Cargazar? Let me get Deuteronomy 28:68. I was talking to Cargazar about how I've been trying to get in these TikToks. A lot of Christians be going live on TikTok, talking about Bible verses and this thing and that thing. I try to get up on a TikTok live and talk to this Christian about Deuteronomy 28:68. They don't think that this is talking about black people. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, read it when you got it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way thereof I spake unto thee.
The Bible is saying that the Lord's chosen people shall go back into captivity, go back into, which is what Egypt means. The land of Egypt in the Bible wasn't really called Egypt. It was called Mizraim, and also you can even look through the hieroglyphic text. They didn't refer to that empire as Egypt. The Bible is really called Mizraim, but the word Egypt here means captivity or slavery. Okay,
right.
In context, go ahead and start from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way thereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
See, this is a prophecy of what God's chosen people will suffer. We will go into captivity again, but this time we ain't gonna be marched in there or anything like that. We're gonna go in through ships. The transatlantic slave trade is the only slave trade in the history of the planet Earth to be conducted by the way of ships. Christians would love to tell black people that doesn't matter. They would love to tell black people that doesn't mean that black people are the Israelites, when in fact it does. That is the word of God describing the condition of God's chosen people. Go ahead, keep reading.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
And there, now this is where Christians try to confuse you. Let me tell you something about Christians, by the way, a little small side bit. Christians' entire job is to get you to not believe the Bible, not believe that you're not supposed to eat pork, not believe that you're supposed to marry that person and not divorce, not believe that you're not supposed to sleep with somebody else's wife or whatever they do in the Christian church. The Christian church true objective is to do that. It's not actually to teach you the Bible. It right there, it just said Christian will try to jam you up and say, it said no one will buy you. Well, y'all were bought here. Y'all were bought here. The slaves here in America got bought. Brother, that's not what that means. The Bible obviously says it right before it says bought. It says that you shall be sold.
Right.
Sold is a past tense. Y'all got to teach English now.
Right.
Sold means past tense. You were sold, not you will be on sale. You will be on sale and no one will buy you. No, slaves get bought in all history. That word bought it means redeem. All right. Culturally, Israelites would redeem each other out of debts or out of a servitude contract. You would go redeem your brother. If you had money, you would see your brother. He sold his services. He sold his services to a neighbor, a 7-year contract to work and be his servant for years, XYZ. It's a tradition that you would go buy him out of that contract, especially during the 50th year, which would be called Jubilees. But this verse, that's what that means when it says no one shall buy you. No one's going to come and save us. No one's coming to help black people out of this captivity. And you can see that's very prevalent today. That's why I can wholeheartedly tell you that reparations ain't coming. You're not getting no damn reparations. That's why I can also tell you neither Donald Trump nor Kamala Harris will help you in this country. I can say that because the Bible says it. Read that again. I lost my Book
of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way thereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
We will be sold. We were sold unto our enemies. Keep going.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy us. No man shall buy us out of this slavery. No man shall buy us out of this slavery, this captivity. You know, that's something that they damn near went to a civil war behind it. And this thing and that thing, but they had to come that they just had to start making backroom deals. They're like, we'll kind of let these niggas go, all right? We can't kill shed white blood over black bodies anymore. That's the only reason that you even feel free. That's the only reason that you only go, you might go into chains at one point in your life, but other than that, your chains are in your mind and invisibly attached to you at all times. All right. Let me drop that. Give me 2nd Esdras 6 and 54. I think is that all? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Salakia, just reading this verse, like you said, like the Christians' whole point is to get you to not believe the Bible. So when we show that this verse is talking and only can be talking about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they want to come against it. But my question is, if it's not talking about the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who went into captivity by way of ships, who is it talking about then? That would be my question.
Brother, what do they say in church? Brother, you got to go up to heaven and ask God yourself. That's another thing, too. They want you to die a slave and then hope for a better life in heaven with your slave master. Go ahead. What you got?
So is in these conversations that you be in on TikTok, do they ever say who it is, or does that never come up?
Brother, that don't matter. Brother, that don't matter. In the love of Jesus, brother, you don't really need to know who Jesus people is. We all Christ people. We all God's people now, brother. That prophecy don't even matter no more. Those words of God written in the Bible don't even matter anymore. Right. That's what a Christian would tell me to my face. But these people don't believe in the book they say they do. All right, but yeah, so that's really it. They don't know and they don't care. Go ahead.
It's like just one last thing, because it's crazy. Like if you do that exact same thing, that impression that you did of the Christian church was perfect. But it's so crazy how much of a stronghold the Christian church got on black people. Because if you did that exact same thing in a car lot, you were trying to buy a car, and then you asked them, so it got any mechanical issues? They're like, oh, don't worry about that. Come on, you see these rims? You know what I mean? You gonna love it. You see this color? You see these doors? You see these seats?
They call me a snake oil salesman.
Exactly. Bro. They gonna think you up to no good.
Right.
They don't think that the Christian church is telling you lies and trying to sell you something that's garbage at the end of the day.
Right.
It's likely.
Hey, yeah, get out of hand. Hey, I'm my old trade. I used to be a mechanic, right? And there would be like phenomenon that happened with cars that my teacher, the man who taught me how to work on cars, he would be like, I don't know, bro, it's the vibes. He'd be damn near, I'd be like, bro, I need to know what's wrong. What's going on. He'd be like, bro, I could not tell you. It worked when I got in it. As soon as I got out of it, she got in it. It didn't work no more. I don't know what to tell you. And that's what a Christian will try to sell you. They'll try to sell you that your belief of it working isn't strong enough.
Good,
do you know what I'm saying? You got to believe that the car will drive and it will drive. The brother called me recently about his transmission going out. I damn near wanted to tell him, brother, just pray. I can't tell him just pray. He asking me, how long will it last? Brother, I don't know. Just pray that it lasts forever. Pray that the Lord increase your transmission. Now, that's what Christians do. That's what Christians do. I'm going to tell you some practicalness. Prayer could help. I'm not gonna lie, you live a righteous life, that transmission may never give out, brother. I don't know what the Lord has in store for you. But a Christian will tell you to disobey God and then pray that God don't punish you. Do you understand? You're living, you're being sold snake oil, you're living a lie, you're living, you're being led astray. You're being told that your God is all love, and this country goes and bombs little children and don't even care about it. Sleeps well at night. Goes and puts poison in my Black, Hispanic, and Native American neighborhoods. Go and destabilizes their governments. Goes and destroys Haiti and sleeps like a baby. And God is all love? No, brother. Your God is the God of hate, if I've ever heard. It is the God of hate, you Christians. But I'll leave that alone. Let me get a little bit more. I'm gonna get another video on now. My Haitian brothers have offended me. My Jamaican brothers have offended me. I'm gonna get this video right here where they have taken on the talking points of our oppressor, of these Africans, of these white people, in saying that Black people are lazy. How dare you say? And that's another. And after that, I'm gonna get into Obama and Kamala and all that. But how dare, you don't take on the talking points of these terrible people. I don't believe them when they say all Jamaicans do is smoke reefer and grow their hair out and get girls pregnant. I believe that last part. I ain't gonna lie. I know a couple of Jamaicans, boy. I know a Jamaican out east. Boy, most charismatic nigga I ever seen. Got about 5 wives, all in the same spot. All of them pregnant. So maybe that last one's true. But that's not a negative. That's not negative, all right? That's what happened. That's a good thing. But I don't believe the terrible lies they tell about Jamaicans. I don't believe those. So I would have it that my brothers don't say that about me. Blacks, Hispanics, Natives, Jamaicans, Haitians, Dominicans, Trinidadians, we are all brothers. We are all brothers by that last precept that he just read, because we are all slaves. Africans are not slaves. We are slaves.
Right.
Do I have to prove that? A Jamaican will get shot by the police. He will get shot by the police unarmed. Who's that brother? I think he was Jamaican, right? The one who cried, whose daughter was in the back seat and his wife was in the passenger. I think he was Jamaican. I'm not sure. I'll have to research. You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
The brother that got
not for land.
5 times. I'm not sure it was.
Yeah, but it was some Asian cop or something like that.
Yeah.
I believe he was Jamaican. Jamaicans, y'all will get persecuted, and y'all see y'all countries are destroyed and things like that, and the white man has his foot on your neck. You're a slave in this country, in Jamaica, and in America. Africans are servants. They have their own country with anonymity. It's racked with corruption, but that's not because of government the government being destabilized. That's just because Africans are, they are soaking up their own resources and doing bad trades, bad management. What can I tell you? I don't write this. That's really what's going on. And then when they leave their country and they come to this country, America gives them a place over us. America treats Africans better than Mexicans. Right. America treats Africans better than Black people, better than Jamaicans, better than Haitians. They do. Both of y'all, a Jamaican and an African, walk off the plane. Who do you think is getting treated better? This country pumps out so much negative publicity about Jamaicans and Haitians. They already know. They know you off the boat. They know you off the plane ride. Them Africans they have to respect those Africans. Do you understand? That's the difference between a so-called African and a so-called Jamaican or Haitian. Let me get this video. All right. Do I got any comments? No, I don't. All right.
I need somebody with culture.
Americans don't have culture.
I got culture.
We got
Like-
the culture.
No. I don't. I'm sorry. I can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture. I'm sorry.
Black Americans got culture.
They would have you believe that Black Americans do not have culture. You understand what I'm saying? They would have blacks, Hispanics, and natives are the most cultured people on the planet Earth. Black Americans, I'm not doing a band for band right now, all right? But Black people are some of the most influential people on the planet Earth.
Right.
We're some of the most cultured people on the planet Earth. We've been stripped of our identity in slavery, and yet and still we maintained ourselves and our decorum and our sense of humanity. Only in these recent 50 years after Martin Luther King have we denigrated ourselves to such a low estate. Directly out of slavery, we were still some of the most married and prosperous families and community structures. It took bad, the media lying about us. It took all these things to destroy us to the state in which we are now. And now you have it to where other niggas don't even think that we got a culture. What are you, stupid?
Right.
Excuse me. What are you? I mean, what are we? These are our brothers. These are my brothers. All right, you're all my brothers. It'd be foolish to believe that. Now this is just some young. It looks like I don't want to assume, but it looks like she bleaches her skin. Some sister from the Caribbean who just don't know no better. She thinks that it's a quick. A lot of times a woman talks in a way to try to hurt a man instead of communicate with him, because they try this world, this Western, this white world teaches our women to attack us instead of build with us. So that's probably, I'm gonna give that to the reason why she's speaking this way to these Black men who've done nothing to them. Let me roll the tape back a little bit and keep going.
I can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture. I'm sorry.
Black Americans got culture. Americans got culture.
Keep rolling.
I need somebody with culture.
Americans don't have culture.
I got culture.
We got the culture. We are the culture.
Who the culture?
We are the culture. Globally, they know about Black Americans.
No, hold on. We not
globally, they know about Black Americans.
But you gotta remember.
Let me skip. Now she's gonna try to TikTok, you chill out, boy. Really, that's the clip. All right, that's the clip. I don't got all day with this. Okay, that's one slave telling another slave that they don't got culture.
Right.
We're not here to pick each other apart any more than we already are. It's time for Blacks, Hispanic, it's time for Jamaicans and Caribbeans to get together and be together. End of sentence, period. That's all. I don't really have time for. We don't have time for anything else, because when the bombs fall and the bullets go in the air, who you gonna be looking for? You gonna look for a Black person, and you're gonna be like, "Where you from? Kingston? Where you from? Port-au-Prince?" It's ridiculous. You better know who your people are. You better be getting with them right now. You better not. We ought not to make enemies with ourselves in these trying times, because we are in the midst of World War III. World War III has already begun. You think it's not? We have war on many fronts. Just because this country hasn't declared war doesn't say where it's in a state of war. It's backing at least two: the war in the Middle East and the war with Russia and Ukraine. That's just the state of the world that you live in. I would advise that you, instead of trying to recreate yourself to be a white man, I would say you do the opposite and get with Black people. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got anything? Let me get second address 6 and 54. Blacks, Blacks and Caribbeans. I don't know what the hell we even talking about. First off, it was such a ridiculous thing to say that Black people have no culture. We got the whole world rapping. There's people in Japan rapping, right, wearing baggy jeans, tricking out their car. All these things. We got what? What don't we have? Everybody wants to be Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James.
Right.
What are we talking about here? Most of the music that you hear is was made by a black person, or either created, renovated by black peoples here in America. You got the blues, rock and roll, hip hop, rap. What are we even talking about here? What are we even talking about? What it is that we have bought into the lies of our oppressor. And I'm gonna tell you that God don't even think of him as anything that we think of him as. That woman was wearing hair that wasn't hers, that resembled her oppressors. It appeared as though she was bleaching her skin so she could look like her oppressor. When really God hates our oppressor, inside and out. Go ahead, read what you got.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
This is the Bible. It's saying, look, we all come from Adam. All of us, all the nations on the planet Earth, and your chosen people. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
Go ahead, keep reading.
56. As for the other people, which also come from Adam.
Look, Ezra's here saying, or Ezra, he's saying, look, even as for these other people who are not your people, Lord. Go ahead.
Which also come from Adam. Thou hast said that they are nothing.
The Bible says that these other nations, these heathens, these these Caucasians are nothing. Where is this? Salakia. I'm gonna get that in a second. Read it again.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Brother, that's in Psalms. That's what I'm trying to get from right now. Can you get that in Psalms? The Bible calls, I think it's in Psalms 1 and 20, or maybe 2 and 8. Catch Psalms 2 and 8. Am I wrong about this? The Bible says that these other nations that you esteem, she's talking about black people don't have culture. Black people, while she's chasing after the culture of our oppressor, she should be chasing after the culture of her people, her brothers. Jamaicans, I love Jamaican everything, brother. The food, the songs, the just the hard work, the way the hard working men that will go and support their families. I identify with that. I correspond with that. Even though life is beating them down and trying to tear apart their family and their community and sowing in lies and lust to the women, I identify with these people because they are like mine. They're just like how my family is being treated in this country. How Jamaicans are treated in Jamaica by this country is just how black people are treated here in America. How Mexicans are being treated, how Venezuelans, how Haitians, how Dominicans are being treated is exactly how black people are being treated here in America. But I would have you not forget this. Do not think yourself better than the slaves here in America because you just come from somewhere else. You're not like these Africans. You're not like these heathens, which God hates. You're something much more, and that's why everyone hates you. Everyone on this planet hates you because God loves you. You got it? Am I tripping?
I don't see it yet, but we just read like the
yeah. Let me look this up. Yeah, get Psalms 2 and 8.
The Book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
This is this is the Lord speaking, man. This is the Lord speaking to Jamaicans. This is the Lord speaking to ADOS, FBA, Mexicans, Venezuelans. This is the Lord speaking to God's chosen people, man. Read it again.
Book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
The Bible says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. That's a very beautiful thing, brother. That's a very powerful thing. I wouldn't even want to stand next to a heathen. I wouldn't want to be caught dead looking like one. God promised and said, if you just ask of me for these heathens, I'll give them to you. You want your white maid? Ask. You want your little African, what they good for? Ditch digger? Ask of me.
Right.
Keep reading.
And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
And all these little villages you've never heard of, where these heathens have run off to, I'll give them to you as well. Keep reading.
Verse 9. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
That's what the Lord will let you educate your servants. The Lord will let you educate your slave, your servants, so they can do their job better. And he won't look down on you for it. The Lord will appreciate you for it. But you got what you need first before you can do that, before you can know who to educate, you got to know who to love first, man. You think you're different than black God's chosen people. Blacks in America are of the tribe of Judah, the same tribe that Jesus Christ came from. You think that we have no culture?
Right.
Our culture is written here in the Bible, same as yours. What, you want to separate yourself from me? If we separate ourselves from each other, it'd be like separating from God. Right. I would never have that. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 10. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, Salakia, ye judges of the earth. 11. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling.
That's good. Go ahead.
Now it's heavy because when our brothers and sisters think about like getting somebody with quote unquote culture, they thinking of, like you're saying, getting with an oppressor, with these other nations that don't give a damn about us. But like you said before, we so-called don't have a culture according to what they could see, even though we the greatest people on earth according to the Bible, but we don't have a culture according to what they see. But these other nations want to be like us, even though we're at the bottom, we're in the dirt, and we're the so-called lowest according to all these other nations. They still want to be like us. So even if a brother or sister get with another nation, you're getting with a shadow of who we are.
That's a fact.
You're getting with a so-called white man with a fade. You know what I mean? You're gonna want them to have a fade and a lineup and all of that.
You're gonna want them to be like us.
You're gonna want them to have some rhythm. You're gonna want them to season his chicken. You know what I mean? All of that. You ain't gonna want them how they come.
Brother, that's heavy. I might have to do a little video about that. Get out of hand. As soon as you get a white boy, you're gonna want him to dance, learn how to dance with rhythm, so he can fit in at the cookout.
Right.
You're gonna want him to be aware of the black predicament, the Jamaican predicament, the Haitian predicament, the Venezuelan predicament. You're gonna want him to relate to you, be like you. Of course you are, because you go through hell in this country, and you want somebody to relate to, especially if you got to go to bed with them. Well, instead of doing that, just get somebody who's like you. Go ahead. When you get a white girl, you want her to have a booty, brother. You wanted to. Yeah, the booty was right there. You talked to your sister's friend yet? Hold up. Go ahead.
That's a lot here. Like when I hear things like this, like it makes me think of like the LGBTQ community. When it's just like when, you know what I mean, the sister, you know what I mean, get on testosterone and start acting like a dude, and, you know what I mean, start dressing like a man, and she get with you know what I mean, a brother who then took his rod off, and now he became like I'm hearing so many stories now where it's a so-called transgender woman or a transgender man being impregnated by a transgender woman. Like that's what that sounds like when our brothers and sisters we divide from one another just to get with another nation and then try to turn them into we try to niggerize them.
Right.
Like, it sounds like the same thing.
Right. That's like getting married with extra steps.
Right.
It's like you took the hard way instead of the shortcut. That's what Blacks, Hispanics are doing in this country, and it's a confusion that's being taught to us by our oppressor. That's a very heavy point you got, Priest. There's something to that, and I've been trying to write down little small mental. Let me write that down. Small mental issues I see in the Black community. Definitely getting married with extra steps. Instead of you like that woman on the video. Instead of bleaching your skin and trying to look like a white woman, just go get you a man that like how you look. Wouldn't that be simpler?
Right.
You know what? I'm bald, brothers and sisters. I don't know if y'all knew that. All right. You know what I don't do? I don't go for shorties who like niggas with braids down to their back, whatever.
Right.
I go for a girl who like me. She like my smile. She like my swag. She like my style. You know how I dance, all that. She gotta like that. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Right. I'm not going to transform into an oppressor or something like that so that she'll like me. That's ridiculous. But that's what you think is wise. Black people, Blacks, Hispanics, and natives, you're gonna learn that the easiest way is the natural way. What's natural? A man and a woman. What's natural? You being yourself inside and out. You talking, you got all that. I like, I don't mind if a black girl. I don't know one black girl that don't got a little snap to her. There's those who hide it well, and there's those who don't. And even those who hide it well, they don't hide it well for long. You know what I mean? And that's fine with a black man. You might as well just get you a black man. It's better than trying to get a white man and getting your face, your face knocked into this thing or that thing or whatever the case might be. The better thing to do is to love your brother, love your sister, truly. Otherwise, I say this all the time. I know who you love by who you lay down with. I know you don't love black people because of who you chose to be with. Kamala Harris, if she were black, I know she don't love black people. Look at her husband. Now she want somebody on the internet. I won't take credit for this. Somebody on the internet said Kamala Harris had all her life to marry a black man. She married a white man, adopted his two daughters, his white daughters, and now she want black men to pick her. Now she want black men to pick her. It's ridiculous. Of course, Kamala Harris isn't black though. So, but let me get another video. I'm gonna show y'all that idea that those Haitian and Caribbean women had were inherited, and I'm gonna show you who they were inherited from. All right.
Most racist people, in my opinion, towards Black Americans in this country. They call us all types of Akadas and all other. Nigerians are some of the most racist people, in my opinion, towards Black Americans in this country. They call us all types of Akadas and all other types of things.
Damn.
An Akada is the N word, or with the hard R at the end of it.
But that's great.
What?
Go ahead.
It's true, though.
Finish your point,
no,
bro.
I finished the point. They call us Akadas and all types. They don't appreciate us.
Think about this. Nigerians are racist towards people in Africa.
I could imagine if you ever came here as a kid and you said you were from Nigeria, the first thing people would make.
And this is some account that wants to make us believe that Africans aren't racist to black people when they are. There's a difference in racism. There is a I don't like this other race that is an equal to mine, which is what Jamaicans and African Americans are doing, or Jamaicans and FBA, or Jamaicans and ADOS are doing. We are equals, but we hate each other. That's called just conflict. But then there is a hatred to somebody who socially is lower than you, and that's what those Africans are doing to us. Africans have every opportunity to show kindness. You know what they do in chat rooms? I'll get this right here. They say, "Yeah, I used to sell your grand people. My father used to sell your fathers." That's what they say. They take that they take that as a point of pride, just like drum roll white people,
Right.
because they have that social. And again, what did I say? You know who your brother is biblically by if they are a slave or not. And that's just the case. I'm gonna get the clip right here. You get this all right here.
This on your For You page today. This African was joking about how he was selling slaves.
I was there. They asked me what I thought, and I said they must sell him because I didn't
That's
want
crazy
to
that you said great grandfather, because that just accounts for like 3 generations of humans, when we know that slavery goes back almost like 6 or 7.
Yeah, I sold that. Whoever the one that was sold, I personally said I think they must sell you. So are you refusing that you were sold?
This guy was going on.
That's how they think of black people, man. That's how they think of us. I'm just burning through these vids. Like I told you, I got a lot of videos. Damn. Black, they look at us like, of course, it's because they did sell us. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, black people. This is why you shouldn't be so puffed up and proud towards another slave. Because blacks, Hispanics, and natives, and Jamaicans, and Caribbeans, all Caribbeans, are slaves on the planet Earth. And I don't need to open the Bible to show that. Do I need to show that in the Bible? That's just a common reality that we all live in. And white people are going to glorify in it. That African glorified in it. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to pick a fight with a black person? If you call yourself, Haitians wanted to go back to Africa. Haitians wanted to be in the African Union, the AU, the African United Nations or whatever. And they rejected them, and they said that you're not African enough. Damn, what do you mean? Haiti, the only thing Haiti did that Africa didn't do was fight off their colonizers. Haiti is God's chosen people, man. You're right. They're not African. They're not African at all. That's the only thing they're right about. Black people, black people everywhere. All the black people in the Caribbean, black people in the Amazon rainforest. We are going to need to gather together, because if we do not have each other and our God, we don't have anything. This country doesn't care about us. How many times do we got to say that? This world doesn't care about us. They could drop a bomb on any of those countries in the Caribbean, and no one will even bat an eye. No one will wage war for you. The only thing you have on this planet Earth is your brothers and your God. Now, what do you want to do? You want to fight with your brothers? For what? For some more favor from our oppressor, from our slave master? What do you want to do? Fight with, allege yourself to be some other nation? That's like how Adam tried to hide himself with the leaves in the garden. You trying to pretend to be something you're not. Just be who you are, man. Be true. Just keep it honest. That's what it means to be naked. You gotta be honest. Be honest with yourself. Just tell. I ain't ashamed of. Don't say shit about a Mexican around me, nigga. Don't say nothing about a Jamaican around me. I'm Jamaican today. Today I'm Venezuelan. When they was talking about Haitians, I'm Haitian. You saying I eat cat? I don't recall, but we could talk about it. Would you like to go out back? That's how you're going to have to feel about your people, man. You're going to have to go to bat. You're going to have to ride for God's people, for your people, if you give a damn. Let me read. I got something here in TikTok. So the land. I don't know what I don't know what he's saying. LMAO at you says so the land backed by natives isn't forcing white USA slavery. Only your finger pointing got you. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means. Shalom, New York, Buffalo. My boy, that's my boy from Buffalo, New York. The Bearberry. Encourage more. All right, look. So that's what we got right here. Yeah, feel free to comment back to explain what you meant. But that just is what it is. Okay, you're not going to escape this slavery without your brothers. You're not going. We don't have anything to protect us. The Lord purposely did this. We're not on top. We don't have backing anymore. Any countries we had, because we separated so much by these lines that our oppressor drew, you know, we're easily picked apart. Look at what they did to Haiti. Look at what look at what shape Jamaica's in. Look at the shape of Venezuela. All these countries. That's what That's what will happen to all of us if we continue to delineate, continue to separate ourselves from. Whoa! Did you touch that wire at all?
Which one?
The camera wire. Continue to delineate any more than we already are. What was that? Did you plug something?
That shouldn't be within reach. I just grabbed my phone.
That was interesting. Nah, I don't think. It's been acting weird anyway. You good though?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. All right. Let me get another verse. Let me get Genesis 43 and 30. I'm gonna show y'all that Africans never loved Israelites from the beginning of time. Even though Africans and Israelites look alike to a modicum or some small degree, they never thought it was a good thing to associate with us, and they still don't. Just like that African said, they still don't think it's a good thing. Whenever you gotta read it.
Like what was it?
Genesis chapter 43, verse 30. See Moses, what's up? If you're coming in the live, drop a like, man. I appreciate the comments as well. If you got a question, drop it in the chat. I'll answer all questions. Lord allow. We got a little bit more left in the class. Damn, time kind of creeping by, huh? Or am I tripping? Go ahead.
I got that verse. Book of Genesis, chapter 43 and verse 30. And Joseph made haste, for his bowels did yearn upon his brother, and he sought where to weep. It's like and he sought where to weep, and he entered into his chamber and wept there.
Whoa. Genesis 43,
chapter 43 and 30.
Yeah, that should be it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 31. And he washed his face and went out and refrained himself and said, set on bread. 32.
So basically, Joseph, who is, he is one of the father or the progenitor of the 12 Israelite nations today, right? He fathered sire 2 of the tribes, Ephraim and Manasseh. He is now like second in command in the land of Egypt because of some prophecies he told. He predicted a famine and saved a lot of lives and things like that. He saw his brothers and he was hanging out with them, and now he's going back inside to go get back ready for their return. They go back to see their father, and they're gonna come back eventually. He's back inside washing his face, and he tells his servant to set on bread, basically to prepare some food for him. Go ahead, keep reading.
32. And they set on for him by himself For them by themselves.
See now, but the Egyptian that was sitting on the bread, that put the bread down, he put Joseph's bread over here, and he put everybody else's bread over here. Keep reading.
And for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians which did eat with him by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews, for that it is an abomination unto the Egyptians.
That's how Africans felt about Israelites during Joseph and Abraham's time and Jacob and Israel's time and all that. They said, look, I don't want nothing to do with them. Y'all think we racist? We're trying to protect you from something they already teach. What did that African woman say? If you come to America, stay away from Black Americans. You should go into a white suburb and try to find a white husband. That's what she said. Read that again. Read it again.
Verse 32. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians which did eat with them by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews.
You know, it's not good for an Egyptian to eat bread with a Hebrew. What is it? Keep reading.
For that is an abomination unto the Egyptians.
That's an abomination unto Egyptians. You know what that's like? That's like to eat bread with a black person. It's like what black people used to think gay sex was. It's like ew, brother. Pause.
Right.
Nah, we don't do that here. It's very, very, very vile. Okay, you know, it was a death penalty in the old days, but not so much anymore. That's what these Africans thought of just eating with us back then. They probably still think that now. Some of them probably still teach that now. I've been talked down to by a few Africans myself. Had an African try to teach me how to speak English. She tried to teach me how to say apartheid. She said, I said apartheid. She said, no, it's apartheid, with a TH. I said, okay, bitch. Excuse me. I said, okay. All right, whatever you say. How was your small affliction? Right. How was it? Now that you have your land back, are you happy? And now that you're in America and I am your Uber driver, are you happy now? Are you South African? And that's just how they are. And that's okay. But you want to know what? Y'all think that we're racist because we're teaching you to do a small amount of what they do to you already. You think that Jamaican woman can go to some African village and be treated well or treated like one of them? You would be a fool. You know what I should have got? Let me see if I can pull it up. Black women getting scammed in Africa. Black women getting scammed in Nigeria. I'm gonna just Google this. And it'll pop right up. You go back to Nigeria, and I'll show you what'll happen to you. Go ahead.
I could while you grabbing that. It's crazy because everything that you're bringing out, everything that they saying in these, I guess, podcasts and little clips, TikTok videos, and all of that, like all the awful things that these other nations do to us outwardly, like how the brother said they call us Hakata, and they call us all these slurs and they treat us terribly. Or exactly what you about to pull up about how they when you go over when you go over to Africa, they treat you like a second-class citizen, where they tax you more, double, triple than what they would tax a regular native Nigerian citizen, where they, abuse you and they take advantage of you and all of that, take advantage of your nostalgia of thinking you being at home. You would think that they would hear all these things and be like, oh, dang, that's terrible. But instead of doing that, they never do that. They immediately be like, oh, well, black people scam one another. Oh, well, they racist to each other, as if it makes it better. Like, but it just always blows my mind that we hear these terrible things. We don't ever go, dang, that's crazy. That's terrible. That's wrong what they doing to us. We can't hold our oppressors accountable. Why?
Yeah, they make excuses for our oppressors, especially if they look like us.
Right.
But they never make excuses for us. And that's something that you will learn from your oppressor.
Right.
That's something you learn from your oppressor, the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Romance scams. Man. Whatever. All right, this is the CBC, right? CBC. Oh, this is a Canadian. This is a Canadian news outlet, right? Romance scammer reveals how he tricks women after falling. No. I wanted to say Nigerian. Let me get this one right here from the BBC.com. Romance scam. U.S. woman freed after year as hostage in Nigeria. They kidnapped this woman. Y'all think it's sweet. You think it's so black men are so bad. They gonna tell you to fly out, give them all your resources, and put you in a dungeon.
Right.
An American woman lured to Nigeria by a promise of marriage from a man she met on Facebook has been rescued after being held captive for more than a year, police say. This is the fate of you know what, in like Officer Calk, as I said, it's like getting married with extra steps. You're doing all this, you're flying across the world to find a man with dark skin. You would have, a lot of the time these African men don't even be looking better. I'm not gonna get that deep with it, but they be ugly. All right. They be downright ugly, brother, ugly men. And this sister will be lusting over him. You want to know why? Because he's not American.
Right.
He's not a nigger.
Right.
Not a nigger.
He got culture.
He got culture. He's African. Hey, what you think this is? What's that movie with Eddie Murphy? This ain't print coming to America, bitch. Boy, sometimes I wish I could cuss, boy. Ho, this ain't coming to America. You better get it together. Get a grip.
Right.
You are tripping.
Right.
You know what they say? I ain't going 50-50 with no man. I'm not gonna give him my money. Goes to Nigeria, gives him all your money.
Right.
You living in a mud hut with this, going broke with this Nigerian man. Couldn't do it for a nigga in Detroit.
Right.
Couldn't do it for a nigga in the States. I do it with you, Mbutu, because you got culture. You know your lineage. You're a dummy.
Right.
You're a damn dummy. And this is another way to show that women and men are much different. You don't see one nigga flying to Africa for a broad.
Right.
Not to get married. I like that. They go over there for another reason. They go over there for cheeks. That's different, brother. Now they'll fly over there. Caucus almost got me. They'll fly over there, but they ain't trying to put no ring on it. They trying to put some pings on it, my boy. Let me drop that. Got a few more videos, okay? Boy, they have destroyed. They have put a mental thing on my people, boy. I was saying, hey, this ain't even supposed to be the sister class. Every class would be the sister class when Barack teacher. It was I was talking to my rib about if women would put the same standards on that box as they would put on the man that wants to marry them, the community would be way better, brother. It'd be way better. Think about how easy it is to sleep with a woman, but how difficult it is to actually make a long-lasting relationship with her. A woman will have your baby, but she will not let you marry her unless you make $100,000. And you do this and you do that and you pay all the bills and you do this and you do that. But you can have sex with her though before all of that. That's how backwards we've become. And just as backwards as that should have sounded to you, it's as backwards to hate for a Jamaican to hate a so-called foundational Black American or a Black American, or vice versa, or a Mexican or a Venezuelan. That's as backwards as that. Because you're just hating a fellow slave. That's all
Right.
who's just has a different accent. All right, let me get this video.
Because they were.
This one just next queued up. Let me see what this is saying.
Coke are you from?
I'm from America. That's what we're saying. Just
What
like a
country in
Jamaican.
Africa
Just like
are
a
you
no,
from?
no, no. Hold on. Just
Now
like
notice,
In Africa are you
now these
from?
are Africans. Okay, that's where that's where we're at right here. These are Africans, right? This is the same talking point that Haitian sister brought up. You don't have a culture, this and that. You don't know where you're from. You don't know who you are. You black people know this. You are God's chosen people. That's why it's so important that we teach this thing that Christians say isn't important. There's a black boy. Sometimes I wish I could curse. There's a black woman I had to go to war with because she said it didn't matter who God's people are. Would you believe that? It doesn't matter, brother. That's like saying it don't matter who your kids are. You should take care of all the kids in the neighborhood.
Right.
Are you kidding me? Where are my kids?
Right.
I don't want to hear that shit. You're a trafficker. Look, it matters. And it matters so much because the kid on the playground who doesn't know who his dad is the one that's left out. That's you, black people.
Right.
That's you. Your father is the rich father who loves you the most. And now these people would like to insult you like children on the playground and say you don't have a father when you do have a father. You got to act right, though. He ain't coming. This ain't going to work unless we do our job. All right, let me get this video.
In Africa are you from?
I'm from America. That's what we're saying. Just like
What
a
country in
Jamaican.
Africa
Just like
are
a
you
no, no, no. Hold on. Just like somebody from Jamaica, they're not going to say what country in Africa they're from. Somebody in Haiti is not going to say what country from. They're going to say.
Now that is the proof. Hold on. Did you listen to what he said? Do I got to rewind that for anybody? Just like people in Jamaica, they can't tell you what part of Africa they from. Just like people in Haiti or this place or that place, they can't tell you what part of Africa they from. That's a condition of your slavery. Let me get Jeremiah 14 and 7. The 17 and 4. Excuse me. All right. I miss Acts. Yeah, I'll get back to it. Young man Jermaine says, go ahead and read that. I'll get to your question in a second, young man Jermaine.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage I gave thee.
This is the Bible. This is a prophecy saying what Israel will have to suffer in the latter days. We're gonna forget our heritage. We the only people on planet Earth who don't know where we come from or who the hell we are.
Right.
You know what I mean? We are going to what?
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave you.
We will discontinue from our heritage. We won't have it anymore. We'll be lost. It'll be a mystery to us.
Right.
And people will insult us because we don't know. Go ahead, keep reading. It's no longer a mystery. Thanks to the Israelite school of UPK under Commanding General Yohana. It's no longer a mystery, though. Go ahead.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
And that's what we're doing right now. Damn African. How dare this damn African? Again, I had to serve an African. Jesus Christ, how terrible did that feel? I didn't know I was an Israelite. I'm over here driving an Uber trying to, you know what I was trying to do at the time, Kalkazar? I was trying to be friends with that African. Trying to get some camaraderie. Trying to be like, hey, you know, we're one people, right? That's what the white man tells me. We're all the same. That bitch dubbed me in my face. Excuse me, I gotta chill. Dubbed me in my face. We're not the same, man. We're not the same people. We don't have the same predicament. We don't have the same heritage. We don't have the same values or morals.
Right.
They clean their floor with cow feces. I clean my floor with Fabuloso.
Right.
It's a little different. I know it might seem alike, but it's much, much more different in practical use.
Right.
What else they do? They sometimes wash their hands in cow urine. I use water. A little different, all right? But even though it seems alike, chemically it may be H2O. Much different culture, much different morals that we have. You know what I mean? They often circumcise their young girls. We circumcise our young boys. You know that most circumcision of boys happen over here in the North and South America, North, Central, and South America. Like 80% of the world's circumcisions of boys happen in North, Central, South America. Did you know that? That's a cultural thing, brother. I didn't make that up. I seen that on the internet. I didn't make that up. There's a little, you know where some other circumcision happens? It's in Africa. I seen it on the map. I ain't even lying. It was on the graph. I said, those are girls. Those are girls. You know what they do with their men in Africa do with their foreskins? I've seen this on Animal Planet or something like that. They stretch it out. They like to hang weights on it and stretch it out. This is a little different. Blacks and Africans. I don't even know why you would even want to be African if you're Jamaican, Caribbean, or Black in America. I don't know why you would even want to be African. And that's why I dislike people like disingenuous Negroes like Umar Johnson. Why the hell you trying to marry us to Africans? Africans hate us, brother.
Right.
Africans hate us. What are you holding?
That was the end of Jeremiah.
Hold that. I'm gonna come back to that. Give me that's fine. The Africans hate us, brother. They do. That's just what it is. Go ahead, keep reading. I'm gonna keep reading. Do that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 4 continue. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
That's just showing you why we're suffering what we suffer, because of how angry we made our Father.
Right.
That's why I say we're going to need to. What do they say when one kid mess up? Y'all better kiss and make up. Y'all better act right. That's what it is now. We better get right. We better get right together. Blacks, Hispanics, Caribbeans, all of us. And that's something I've seen too. I saw this in the Hispanic community, and I used to tell myself, oh, that will never happen to like Blacks and Jamaicans and us and like that. And it's always been like that with us as well. They've always separated the tribes. Mexicans don't want to be associated with Puerto Ricans and Venezuelans and Ecuadorians and things like that. And niggas in America don't want to be associated with Jamaicans or Haitians and vice versa.
Right.
Well, nigga, you better.
Right.
That's who you better associate with.
Right.
That division is why we are so easily prey in this world. Salagi. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. Verse 6. For he shall
cursed is a man who trusteth in man. What does that mean? You think that means you can't trust nobody, you shouldn't love nobody or have faith in nobody? No. What that means? That means that you can't trust this oppressor, you can't trust these Africans to take care of you. You know what you think you are? This voting cycle, you think you're a full-blooded American. There is no black, there is no white. I'm American. That's what you think. Well, you're a fool that trusts in man. You trust in your oppressor. That's why you are cursed. That's why this proverb exists. I don't trust in man. I trust in my brother. That's who I trust in. I trust in the Lord. I trust in my brother. Why? Because I trust in the Lord. And the Lord told me to get my brothers and get alike and get on the same plan that our King Yahushua, or Jesus Christ, as he's commonly known, as he laid forth. That's why I do it, brother. And that's why you need to do it too. That's trusting in God. I'm not, that's something that might be too deep for you today. Just get in class and I'll teach you tomorrow. All right. But if you be a fool if you think that you could escape poverty, you think you're gonna get rich if you vote Kamala in the office. You think you're gonna get rich if Donald Trump comes in office? What are you? Read what it is. Curses the man who does what?
Cursed is the man that trusted in man.
You're a fool. You're cursed to think that that's what's going to save you. You think what can save you from World War III? Kamala Harris, Donald Trump? You think that military is for you? Read it again.
Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusted in man, and maketh flesh his arm.
And you make flesh your arm. Your arm is, you already know the right to bear arms. It's basically like it's what you use to protect yourself. That's what it is. You think that this country can be used to protect you? You're a fool. This country destroyed all the countries of your brothers and put your family in slavery. You think that it's here for you? You think that this country is going to do anything for you? What did I say at the top of this class? If they wanted to give you reparations, nigga, you would have had it.
Right.
No more delineation is going to guarantee you that or deliver it. You know what I mean? And that's just the truth. If you don't want to believe that, well, then you're a man who does not like reality. Keep reading. Go all the way to 7.
Verse 6.
6. Go all the way through 6.
What's like the rest of verse 5. And whose heart departed from the Lord. Verse 6. For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness.
That's what you're like. That's what we're like here in America. We are like, what does it say? Let me get this. Let me follow up with you on this one. So like it. I want to get this right. Some plant in the desert. That's what we're like. We're like a plant in the desert, hoping that something will come and help us or some water us. Jeremiah, he's a great prophet who talks about this a lot. How Israelites always try to lean on heathens for help, especially when we're in captivity. We think that our captor is our savior, when it is much different than that. Jeremiah 17 and 6 or 5. Yeah, 6.
6, yeah.
For he shall be like the heath in the desert. You're just like a bundle of sticks in a desert. That's what you are. Ready to be set on fire. Ready to be blown and disintegrated into the wind. That's what we are like. We're all like that. Carribeans, black people, Mexicans, we're all like that. And we're the only way to change that is if we get together and we put some life into us again. It ain't gonna come from these heathens.
Right.
It ain't gonna come from trusting into the system that made us this way. That's not what it's gonna be like. Go ahead, keep reading. Keep reading. Baba Kashab.
In a salt land and not inhabited. Verse 7. Blessed is
that was it. And shall not see when good cometh. That's what we're like. We don't see when something good is presented in front of us at all. We think that evil is good and good is evil. That's in the Bible as well. You think that when I tell you you need to get with your people and your people alone, you think that that's evil. From where I stand, a lot of y'all are afraid to recognize yourself as an Israelite or take the stances that the Bible proclaims and live your life like Christ actually did. A lot of y'all are afraid to do that because of how you'll be viewed. Because you're afraid to actually call good good. Because evil is called good in this country.
Right.
Be good. Go out tonight. Go twerk on whoever you want. Go have sex with them. Wake up. Go get tested or whatever. Don't get tested. Who cares? Do it all over again. That's good in this country. You know what's good in this country? Put that on TV. Go be a stripper. Go be a hoe. Go be an OnlyFans model. Go be a drug dealer. Go be a charlatan, a snake, a liar, a thief. Go be those things. That's good in this country. If you have the right paperwork, at least. You know, that's what this country, it's easy for you to accept those things. It's easy for you to accept the evil that you see in high places in this country. But when I tell you, hey, look, God said, you know, you're not supposed to be, you know, God said it. He don't love everybody. He actually hates them and them because of what they did to you. You look at me like this definitely ain't of my Lord Jesus Christ.
Right.
That ain't in the spirit of Jesus, not the Jesus I know. That's why what does it say? And shall not see when good cometh. That's what we're like today, because we're so indoctrinated in our slavery, man. All right, we could drop that. Hold for me, Baruch chapter 4, verse 3, and I'm gonna get these this last video. And then I will. Oh no. Salakia, young man, Jermaine. Give me Genesis 3 and 7. Young man Jermaine has a question. I brought up earlier about how excuse me. About how you know, that sister who's allegedly bleaching her skin and wearing hair that wouldn't go on her head, a wig or lace front or whatever it is, how it's like how Adam wore those leaves in the garden. He wants a breakdown on that. Is that what that is? Genesis 3 and 7? Start 2 verses up. I'm going to just break this down for young man Jermaine.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 5. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
All right, so this is the snake in the garden. You know, like a snake, it's just like a person. He real like slippery. He meant to get something out of you to destroy your words. This is the words that he used to seduce Eve into disobeying her husband, who told her not to eat of this apple or not to take of this knowledge of good and evil, whatever it particularly is. You could input. The reason the Bible is being vague, in my opinion, is because you can put whatever the hell you need to put there, whether you be man or woman. You think that is, you know, wise for you to deal drugs or start that OnlyFans account. That's good or evil. You got 8 girls, 18, fresh 18, coming out of high school. I just heard about this. This 19-year-old girl called herpes or something like that. Slept with some. She started her OnlyFans when she was 19, fresh out of high school. That's what's gonna happen to y'all daughters out there. Y'all think what I'm saying is evil? I would pray. What I'm saying is to save your life and save your son's life and your daughter's life. If not, then what I'm telling you right now is what's going to happen to your daughter. She got an OnlyFans account right out of high school at 18. I think it goes well for a year. She collabs with a famous male OnlyFans model who happens to be Nigerian. You can't. I don't know if the Lord did that. It is what it is. But that male corn star gave her herpes and many other black girls herpes because he was just going around slaying them all. And I don't know where he got it, but he gave it to many, and none of them told until recently this year, until after he gave it to that 19-year-old girl. Now, this is why you think that OnlyFans is the thing that's stopping you from being poor. You think that OnlyFans is the thing that's separating you from the new VIP lounge right next to Chris Brown. Read that again.
Verse 5, for God doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open.
You think I'm trying to protect you from some almighty gift from God? No. God was trying to protect you from something else, but this snake knew how to lie to her to get her to disobey her husband anyways. Keep reading.
And ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Keep reading.
Verse 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food.
Now she believed that it was wise. This OnlyFans career is the right thing to do. Keep reading.
And that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
Right. She just passed the sin along, passed the disobedience along unto Adam to be like, yeah, we should do it like this. We should make it happen like that. You know, you don't got to do everything the Most High say. Keep reading.
Verse 7, and the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked.
The eyes of them were open. That means they understood what they did. They were naked because they saw shame on what they are. They see their honesty is nothing good anymore. Yeah, honestly, they have something that they need to cover up. They have something that they need to hide from people now, which is not how somebody should live their life. You should live your life in a way that you don't need to hide or cover up anything from anybody. You should be what they call an open book. But not anymore did Adam or Eve have that. Keep reading.
And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
And they sewed fig leaves together and what?
And made themselves aprons.
And made themselves aprons. The leaves are like, so the metaphor for trees in Genesis is pertaining to different families or different like nations of people. That's the word. I almost said tribe. Different nations of people, Jeremiah. So like to take of these leaves of these different trees or different nations of people would be to like disguise yourself, act differently, take upon the mannerisms of a different people, so you look different. You know, like if you want to look like an Egyptian, you would get an edge up. You want to look like an East Indian, you would get dreadlocks, things like that. That's kind of what the metaphor for the leaves are in Genesis. All right, if that answers your question, I'm gonna get back to the lesson. Is that all on 7?
Oh God, no.
Nah. None, do you want to add anything?
Live.
All right, no sign, Chris. We're gonna drop that. I'm gonna get one more video, and let me get Baruch chapter 4, verse 3. I'm gonna get y'all 2 Africans right here. 2 Africans who are propagating themselves to be black. All right. You'll find something very funny is even though Africans don't want you around or anything like that, when they get over here to be in their highest form of success, they have to act like you. They have to act like you. Ain't that funny? You talk of that Haitian who was talking about black people don't have a culture, then why the hell is Burna Boy stealing it? Then why the hell do these Africans have to feel like they have to Idris Elba have to act like a black person? Why does Barack Obama have to act like a black person to be the damn president in this country? Why does Kamala Harris have to act black to be the president? If it don't matter, if we don't have a culture, I think it does matter. I think it's the only thing that matters, actually. Let me get that for you. You might recognize these Africans.
Being lazy. You're not gonna get a handout.
They're about to talk trash. This is 2 members of a podcast called Fresh.
Hear them talk about today.
This one is, I believe, Fresh. He's some Western country in African, and the other one is called Myron or Fit. He's like from Sudan, which is, and I think he's like really from a descendant. He's a descendant of a Muslim. I'm gonna get you some slander they spoke about us just not too long ago on their podcast.
Did with reparations is despicable.
Bro, reparations are for retards, okay? Black people need to just stop being lazy. You're not gonna get a handout, okay? We're not gonna give you your reparations because guess who's gonna have to pay for that? The middle class is gonna have to pay for it.
Yes.
These are two immigrants. These are two immigrants. They don't really. Okay, all right. Restrict the audience. I don't care. These are two immigrants from Africa talking about why black people don't deserve reparations. You know, this is why you should delineate. You should definitely separate from Africans because you're going to see just how much they dislike you. Now, the only reason they even get to have sex with women in this country is because they pretend to be like you. Where the hell is his traditional Sudanese garb? Where is Fresh's traditional Nigerian attire? It's nowhere to be seen because they got to be like you.
Now, let's keep it 1,000. You need your reparations. What you gonna do with it? You gonna buy a bunch of some Jordans, some drugs, some weed.
They're gonna buy some weed.
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
What good?
You gotta buy some Fendi. You gotta buy some
guns.
You gotta buy some guns.
Rob.
Yeah. Like you are gonna spend the money and invest.
Go back to jail.
Majority are gonna do criminal.
Yep, 100%.
Come on, man.
They say that the majority of us are going to do criminal things if we were ever to get reparations, and that's why we don't deserve it. Well, what the hell is the state of Israel doing with their reparations? They're bombing the shit out of bombing the hell out of everybody around them.
Right.
Ain't that criminal? Brother, I think that's far more criminal than anything that I've ever seen in Chicago news. And I'm on the Citizen app. All the massacre of the Palestinians, they blow up hospitals, brother. That's something out of the Batman movie. Right. To blow up multiple hospitals. Hey, but we can't give niggas no money because they're gonna smoke weed. Right. What are they gonna do? Buy Jordans, buy Fendi. That's how you gotta listen to the words that these heathens use against us. That's how little they look. That's how much they look down on us. We don't even deserve a little pleasure in this world. Damn, I like nice shoes. Who gives a damn if I invested or not? What is owed? What is owed to me? Imagine I steal Kyle Kazai's wallet, and then he finds out about it. A year later, and he's like, "Man, I had $1,000 in that wallet. I want the money back." And I say, "Why would I give you money back, Kyle Kazai? All you're gonna do is spend it on bullshit. I'm not giving your money back."
That's crazy.
That's how they look at us. That's how they look at us. Let me get a little more.
Let's keep it $1 million. Let's keep it all the way $1 million.
Buy some rims. Oh yeah, look at that spin.
Yeah,
look at that spin.
Ideally, of course, the money would be ours. It would be something I could do whatever the hell I want with it, right?
Right.
Not to these heathens. They look at us as subhuman. And these are supposed to be the Africans who are like us. The Africans who look, they're our brothers. Umar Johnson, Snow Bunny. These people are like snow bunnies to me. These people are like our oppressor, the white man. That's how I look at them. They're as bad as a snow bunny. You know who's better than them? Jamaicans, Mexicans, Venezuelans, Ecuadorians, Dominicans, Haitians. Man, a nice Haitian woman, boy, she could voodoo me any night. Damn, I'm gonna write that down. That was poetry, brother.
Stupid, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Man, oh, just give me a handout, bro.
Listen,
so I could go do shit.
I tried for like 6 months. Retarded. Retarded, bro. Yo, listen, man.
The big monkey chains and all that.
I tried that. Retarded.
Big monkey chain. I don't really got to get into that, but that's how Africans think about us. All right, man. That's how they view us. That's how they really see us. I have to show that because Umar Johnson would have you believe something else. All right. Let's get that last verse and we're gonna get up out of here. type all your questions, comments in the chat, and I'll put them up. You know what I mean?
Book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 3. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
The Bible says, give not thy honor unto another. These you wanna join hand in hand with these heathens. We wanna be like Africans. We wanna be like this thing or that thing. And that's just something that the oppressor lied to us about anyways. You're African. You're this, you're that. That's a damn lie. We're not African. We're not African at all. We're Israelites. If I need to teach you why, just please comment in the chat. Join this WhatsApp right here. Join that WhatsApp. Ask all the questions you want. We will break it down to you with historical references, biblical references, archaeology, to show you why Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives are Israelites. And that'll be that. Otherwise, shut the hell up. I know what I'm not. I'm not an African. Those Africans, if I was African, them Africans wouldn't give a damn what I spend my money on.
Right.
They wouldn't. You don't think Africans buy big rims and shit? Hey, you know what Akon stole? Akon be scamming the hell out of people too. Akon stole a bunch of investors' money and ran off with the bag. Lied to people, said he was gonna build a Wakanda, and he ain't built nothing. And there ain't nothing. He stole hundreds of millions of dollars and have nothing to show for it. Why aren't they talking about Akon? Why ain't they talking about Africans like that? Why ain't they talking about the African politicians who steal all the money siphoned through the governments? Why aren't they talking about why aren't they talking about anything like that? Because what's popular in this planet is to talk about the poorest people on this planet, to disrespect the slaves of this planet. And that's how you know that your God's chosen people. All right, this is the Israelite School. That's just a sign of it. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, out of under Commanding General Yohana. All right. If you got any questions, join the WhatsApp. Message us directly. We do not care. With that, I'll say Yahweh Shemi Shah Barakatah to all the brothers out there. Yahweh Shamar Al Atah Ba Shemi Shah to all the sisters out there. Shalom.